观众朋友晚上好，欢迎收看最新一期的子天访谈录 SD Talk Show， 我是子天 Sky 董 ，Welcome to SD Talk Show. Hi, my friend.
Hi, how's it going? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, me too. I'm so glad you're sitting with me today.
Yes, I'm glad to be sitting with you. Yes, beauty is my life, so I'm glad to be here talking about beauty today.
Thank you so much. I think the audience is curious who you are. Can you introduce yourself to our audience?
Yes, of course. I'm Alexander Ferrer. I am from Venezuela. I have been in the United States since I was 3 years old, and I have grown to become a beauty expert. I'm the co-founder of the Noosa Medical Spa, Texas Ultratherapy, and the Houston Wellness Club. So I'm also chairman, spokesperson, author. So I love beauty. I love doing this.
Yeah, I heard about you have another name. It's Beauty God.
Yes. Yes, the beauty god. I am embodied becoming the beauty god. Growing up, I never always felt beautiful inside. And I started to work on myself internally before it externally shone. So becoming the beauty god for me was a journey to falling in love with myself inside. And then allowing the world and the universe to see me express it out. And I love my journey. I think it's my secret sauce because I was able to, I used to think negative of myself, you know, coming to this country, you know, new immigrant, I didn't speak the language correctly.
But at that time, you only 3 years old.
Yeah, and it was for me for the culture shock, you know, going to the schools, you know, going to American schools, the system here. I didn't feel like myself. So as I grew up, I started to focus on my inside, focus on my internal beauty. And that's why I would embody the beauty god, is because it's something that I became. It's not something that I am.
I like you talk the way. Everybody know beauty. Some people will say, wow, you're beautiful. That is what you looks like. I know you also help people inner side. Can you talk about the wellness center? What do you do?
Yes, so at the Wellness Center, and great question. At the Wellness Center, we like to focus on internal health. So, because a lot of people, they look beautiful from the outside, and sometimes beauty is something that is, it's a marathon. You know, one day we're gonna become older. One day we're not gonna look, you know, perfect and beautiful, and we have to become accustomed to our internal beauty. Because what I've learned throughout my research is that you age because you want to. And it's because people don't understand the foundation of their beauty. Beauty is responsive. It's not something you're born. Everybody's born beautiful. But you can become more beautiful as life goes on and as you understand and respect the foundation of your beauty, which is just like principles, a stop sign, you know, following rules. And I think that's really important with the Wellness Center, is we're able to focus on people's internal health. We like to do blood work, samples like that, so we can get diagnosis, especially to figure out what they're internally missing. Because sometimes beauty, health, wellness, marriage has to do with hormones. And sometimes our hormones can be, you know, different, and it changes every 7 years. So your body's producing a lot of blood. So as you get older, you might change. You might like this food, and then 7 years later, you might not like it. And a lot of people don't understand why they're changing and why they feel different. So having the Wellness Center really inspires people to understand what beauty internally really means, versus just going on social media, finding the newest products, which is great, don't get me wrong. But if you want to last beautiful, you want to be beautiful for all your life, then the Wellness Center is the best place to start, so you understand internally what you're missing.
Wow. So I want to know, you how to evolve to become a beauty god, this industry, or not choose. You know, everybody, when we was a child, we have a dream job. Some people thinking, oh, I want to be a fireman, I want to be a teacher, right?
Yeah, correct.
So what's yours, the dream job?
This is my dream job. Being an
when you was a child, you already want to be a beauty god?
Yeah. I wanted to be special. I wanted to inspire people. I wanted to become a speaker. I always I didn't learn how to, I didn't learn like everybody else. I was late to the party, is what they say. And I think my biggest attributes, my hardest obstacles have made me into this beauty god is because when you are really good at something versus when something comes natural, it's a different dynamic. I never asked to be good at speaking. I'm just good at speaking. Or I love beauty, and I think growing up, I cared a lot about fashion. I used to model. I was in California. I was an underwear model, so I've been in beauty all my life. But this is the best direction for me because I want to inspire the young people, or of any age, doesn't matter how old you are, that beauty is within yourself. Because I was a model, and they always told me how to act. They always told me how to look, how to, and I think beauty's authentic. I think beauty's definition is something you can't define it. You can only express it. Beauty is something internally because everybody authentically is beautiful. And sometimes, a lot of people say, what do you look in beauty? I look for inspiration. Beauty is something inspirational for me.
Wow. So can you talk more about the Wellness Center?
Yes.
What's the service?
So Wellness Center, we do various of different types of services. We do blood analysis. We do PRP injections for hair loss. We do IV therapy. We do Botox. We do psoriasis treatment, which is really big right now because a lot of people don't know psoriasis is like an epidemic where there's no solutions for it. And we actually have a very amazing solution for psoriasis right now. And it's actually like revolutionary as far as helping people. And then of course we have all the other services, like we have stem cells, helping people with pain, chronic knee joint pain, arthritis, you name it. It really does help with that kind of stuff.
How about weight loss?
Yes, so we have the weight loss program. It's called the Skinny Shot, and we're using it. It's very famous right now, especially social media. A lot of the Kardashians are using this Skinny Shot, and it was derived from people who had diabetes. So the injections that they use, the insulin, essentially became a medical service that turned into cosmetic, and that's usually how a lot of the services in the world work. Botox was used for chronic migraines, and because of it, it all transitioned to beauty. So I love beauty because you never know what is new. And with our Wellness Center, our services change. We like to be updated with everything new and allow people to take advantage of the services. Yeah.
I know you are very young and already very successful. So during your career, what's your challenge you're facing?
My challenge is trying to inspire people to be authentically beautiful. Sometimes people come in demographically for beauty because they're going through something, and they're wanting to deal with it with beauty or deal with it with the service, and they think that's going to make them feel beautiful. So my goal and my challenges were getting people to fall in love with themselves. Because I tell people, if you don't have love, how can you give love? If you don't feel beautiful, how can you feel beautiful? So you have to be able to embody being beautiful, because a lot of the times, especially in the United States, is they're leaving all of their vulnerability to the beauty experts. And sometimes the beauty experts just want money, and they're not really here to help. And our goal, for me, in our practice, is we want to help. We want to give people the advantage so they can stay beautiful for a long time, and not for a service. We don't want people to just come in one service and I'll see you never. We want people to come into the business and stay and be a part of the environment.
Yeah, you want to service the customer for lifetime.
Exactly, and that's why I think that's good business. I think having a unique philosophy with services backed up by science is really hard to beat. And that's why we've been in business over 12 years.
Oh, 12 years already.
12 years, yes.
Oh, wow. So how many customers you have? You have to be member or?
So it changes. We have memberships. We have annual renewals. So I would say we have over 5,000 patients and clients that have been with us for, I think the longest one we have is 10 years. She's here in Houston. She's been doing Ultratherapy for 10 years with us. So it's since the beginning. If you treat your customers right, then they will stay with you. Because beauty experts, you know, it doesn't matter what they're selling. It matters who's selling it or who's servicing them. So I feel like clients stay very loyal to their people because they want to have that expert that's going to guide them in the right direction, especially with beauty, you know, especially when it has to do with your face. And if you work in the industry of selling, you want to be beautiful. You have to be beautiful because that's what we thrive. That's what makes money, and we want to help people become that. On top of that, feel beautiful, not just be beautiful.
Thank you. I just heard about you have the service for IV therapy, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I know that one is very popular. Can you talk about more details?
Yeah, so IV therapy is something that is innovation because they use it mostly for ER, for, you know, medical response. And a lot of what people don't understand is because of the type of society that we live in. We eat a lot of processed microwave foods, so our body lacks a lot of nutrients. And we don't realize it. And then what happens is the body shuts down and then you end up in the hospital. So what we like to do is sell a lifestyle with the IV therapy to give people their energy levels, their hormones, their cognitive, which is focus, and then of course, blood fluctuation. Because a lot of the times, you know, why people lose hair, why people have pain is inflammation. So when you have inflammation in your body, the only thing that can help generate is IV therapy.
So IV therapy, what kind of product to injection?
So IV saline, you can put B12, which is very beneficial, especially for cognitive. There's something new we're doing IV therapy with stem cells. So that's new. It's new in the market. Not a lot of people know about it, but having IV therapy with stem cells, your stem cells not derived from bone marrow or from other sources. It's actually from your blood. And what we do is we centrifuge it. We separate the white from the red blood cells, and we only take the plasma. And then we condense it into stem cells. And then we put it into the IV bag. The cool thing about IV therapy is it can be like a cocktail. So have you ever heard of IV cocktails? Cocktails can be different types of...
Custom made.
That's right, they can custom make it. So we always like to do blood work first to see what do's and don'ts. Once we understand and regulate what kind of blood you have, what nutrients are lacking, and how can we help. So IV therapy is kind of like a booster, and it's very, very effective.
Oh, that sounds interesting. I think our audience maybe want to see, letting me try what it looks like.
Of course, you know, you're always welcome at the facility. I know you've come by and tried the IV, and I think, you know, having Sky as the face of her show, I would always like to give people that instant kind of gratification to understand the process before they can be a part of the process. So I think starting with you, you know, you coming to the Wellness Center, doing a live IV therapy, and then having your testimonial means a lot, you know, because people trust you and people believe in what you do. And I believe in what I do. So I think it's a perfect kind of mixture.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Also, you just talk about hair loss, hair transformer, right? So use the PRP. Can you explain more details?
Yeah, so PRP injections or PRP hair restoration, it can be used for different types. Sometimes we use the actual PRP to inject into the eyes, especially if you're lacking color, discolorization, because PRP is rich plasma. So what plasma is white blood cells. So when the body is hurt, injured, or wants to be enhanced, white blood cells are the most important part of rebuilding the body. So PRP in the hair is giving the body natural nutrients to make the body have the foundation like a plant. If the plant doesn't have soil, water, sunlight, what happens is you're not going to grow a beautiful plant. So when you have white blood cells, PRP, you're able to use that ingredients, which is your natural ingredients, because sometimes people use foreign ingredients, synthetic, and sometimes the body rejects it. But if it comes from you, then the body will 100% accept it. So those are things that people don't know. So PRP is very important because PRP is very specific to the person. And it does help with inflammation for the joints, for the knees, chronic pain. I have a lot of people that do PRP injections on the knees just because, you know, when you get older, the pain, the inflammation. So it does help there a lot.
Wow. I think the Will Clinic already really attractive a lot of audience. So the audience want to know what's the age range for be your customer.
Oh, at the age range, I mean, I have people as early as 18 years old.
Okay, 18. Yeah.
18, and the reason why is because, you know, to do IV therapy or any of these other types of services, you have to be 18 and up. But people nowadays with social media are more informed. So a lot of them come with questions, but they understand concepts. So I think having a wellness center is also a place where people can be educated to understand what types of services, because they're like, oh, I saw this on social media, what is this? You know, that's most of the people come in, and having education, information, and science, and then having their blood work done, it can give them that, oh, okay, this is what my body needs. And then we're able to give them that service, which is, like I said, we're helping people, but, you know, we want to also make money and keep customers, keep the doors open, right?
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Also, you just talk about Ultratherapy. So this one, I think a lot of people very interested about this. So can you talk about more, what's a technique? Yeah.
Yes.
What's a technique to help people improve?
So Ultratherapy has been around, FDA approved since the early 2000s. It was used for prostate cancer. So it was accidentally found by Johnson & Johnson Foundation. And what happens is it causes an internal trauma. So it's a response. So in the world of aesthetics and beauty, everything that we use, lasers, injections, radio frequency, anything like that is a form of controlled trauma. So controlled trauma is where, very much like going to the gym and exercising, when you lift the weights, you're causing fiber trauma, which now the body responds with white blood cells, PRP, to go and repair and then build a new foundation. But the body has to go through a form of trauma. So Ultratherapy, as far as the FDA, because it's ultrasound technology, there's no type of external trauma. So a lot of, like when you get a facelift, you know, you can go very deep by cutting, but what happens is that you're gonna come up with a scar tissue and then a scar, and then you gotta go and do a service to, you know, take care of all of that. So Ultratherapy subsides knives, and it subsides external trauma. So there's zero downtime. And we've actually developed our own way of doing Ultratherapy as well.
Yeah, I heard about you developing your own machine, your own product, right? It's on the way.
Yes, we're working on that right now. We want to make it more economical. It's a very expensive service. You know, it can go from $3,000 to $5,000 per service. So making it more affordable for the common consumer is our vision with Ultratherapy, to be able to give people that the same benefits, but also make it economical for everybody to be able to afford it. Because right now, Ultratherapy is kind of viewed as the Louis Vuitton. You know, it's expensive, but it works. It's effective, but also it's not everybody can have it. So it's something that we're wanting to, you know, we want to work with Ultratherapy still, but we want to also create something that is more economical to help people become beautiful.
That's great.
Thank you.
Also, I want to ask you, what's your future 5 years and 10 years blueprint plan?
So my blueprint for 5 to 10 year vision would be the beauty god in front of stages, in front of a lot of people, inspiring, becoming a voice for beauty, becoming chairman of different aesthetic companies, and be a consultant, and then be a technology company. You know, I think that I really am heading towards that direction of becoming a technology company and understanding what technologies actually work and what technologies don't really work. And I think I have a very good perspective on what does and doesn't work.
Thank you so much. So at the end, can you talk about your company's website and what's the location, and if the people want to make appointment, where can find you?
Yeah, so you can find us for Texas Ultratherapy, is texasultherapy.com, and we're at 2425 West Loop. It's right next to the Hotel Derrick in the Galleria. And then the Wellness Center is at 8090 Westheimer Road. It's right next to the Domain. It's a restaurant, a club. And then we're also at Lifetime. So we work with all the Lifetimes in Houston. We have a regional contract. So we're actually servicing Ultratherapy, IV therapy, PRP at Lifetime Fitness on the Saturdays, Mondays, and Thursdays right now. But we're growing the relationship and the partnership. So we'll be everywhere soon. Our goal is to be nationwide with Lifetime.
Wow, that sounds exciting.
It's very exciting. I've been going to Lifetime for 4 years. And I have always said if they can bring the beauty God into Lifetime, I could help. And I'm here. I'm here to help.
I think in future maybe we can open some class. At our studio, invite some people interested to learn inside and outside beauty from you.
I would love to do that because that's where I believe in the world of aesthetics and beauty, information is power. You know, when you give people something that is organic and is informative, science-based, it's hard to argue it. A lot of people have philosophy in beauty, but a lot of other people don't understand that beauty is conceptual to science because if we're talking about biology, our bodies, then that's science. So we want to use technologies that are aligned with our biology. So technology and biology is very important. So I would love to have classes to help people, educate them. So when they go to their practice and they start to open up their business or whatever, they can have the right information so they can understand. You know, I don't know if you know this, but most med spas, they close in 1 year.
Yeah.
So and I think it's because it's not the industry. I think it's the information. That's all. Yeah. So I think it's very powerful.
Thank you so much, Alexander.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. And I really enjoyed the conversation. I think our audience will want to know more about you and your service. Maybe I see you next month.
I'll be here. Thank you very much. You can call me anytime. I'm always to your disposal, and I will love to be at your show anytime you ask me to. So thank you. And then please come by our wellness center and do the IV therapy.
I will. Then next month I will show our audience
Perfect.
how to work.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
这就是今天的子天访谈录。I see you next week.